Hello and welcome to episode 78 of Paper Tuesdays with Michael Dwyer and Marc Halpin.
It's great to have you with us. You've pressed play and we're ready to go.
Let's roll.
Yeah. But you have to come and see us on the Friday the 3rd of December. We're really excited to have you with us, aren't we, Marc?
We are. Where can they get their tickets?
Papertuesdays.com is the best place.
Through the link in our Instagram bio.
Indeed. And it's going to be a great conversational night with the likes of Bree Brown, Conor MacDonald, Billy Byrne and Ger Cush. And I'm going to try and grow a moustache and you're one step ahead of me, Marc.
Are we doing Movember?
Ah, yeah. Yeah,
we could do it as a Paper Tuesdays thing.
Yeah.
We could just do... You can set up a Mo account, can't you, and do a fundraiser.
Let's do it.
We can do that, yeah.
Right, I'll do that later. Right.
I'll just shave the beard off tomorrow, sure. I already have this.
Oh, my God. That's great.
A good head start.
Yeah, the link for that would be in the bio too.
We don't want to confuse things too much. We're going to push the tickets more than the Movember thing.
Yeah.
You know.
If you have an extra, that's it. Marc, what would your relationship be with homework and what was it like?
Non-existent for the most part.
Really?
Yeah, it was a point of contention with me and the school. Me and the world really was homework. I didn't really believe in it. I thought I had done enough in school, even though I'd done nothing in school.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like I didn't do homework for 5th and 6th year. Definitely not TY, I didn't get any, but I got 305 in the leaving without doing any homework. So I think if I'd done even, and that's like people do night study and homework, I think I could have got a fairly good leaving cert if I'd done it. So I'd recommend doing it. But I'm fine.
I'm fine. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah, I suppose like you 305 with no homework is not bad.
It's not. It's do I wish I'd gone back and done homework? Probably not. Because, I'd got good times.
But like that takes persistence for 2 years for teachers to come up to you and say, where's your homework? You should go, no.
Yeah, that's what happened in 6th year. For 5th year, it was excuses at the start. And it was kind of like, I forgot to do it, or I left my copy in my locker or something. Some teachers send you to your locker to get it and it wouldn't be there. You're like, I actually left it at home or something. Then eventually they realize you don't care no matter how much they're going to push you or give out to you. So then it just comes to 6th year and they get to your desk and like, Marc, and I shake the head. And they're like, all right, next one. Stop becoming notes, stop being detentions. I remember Mr. Gann said to me at one point, it's your own future you're throwing away. That was in 2nd year.
But yet it's worked out.
It's worked out, yeah. Sure, what was I going to do, you know?
Yeah.
What would homework, what way would it have served me? I would have got a good leaving cert, spent 5 years in college, got a job I didn't like. You would have done your homework though.
Yeah, I did my homework, and now I'm thinking back and thinking all the hours that you put in and oh my gosh. And you just didn't do it.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't.
But anyway, Marc, a Danish artist, I don't think he did homework either. He's returned 2 blank canvases for works entitled Take the Money and Run. Some balls to do that.
What were
So, sorry, like, you know the way artists, they get commissions and they do something nice. They put it up on the wall in the gallery. Well, sure, this man decided that's grand, give me your canvases there. And he got these 2 massive crates. He put the canvases in the crates and he just sent them off. So he didn't put any work on the canvases.
Yeah.
And anyway, this man, Jens Hanning, was asked, obviously, to provide the work. And he said that he is capturing in the work breach of contract. And he was actually asked to provide 2 pieces on the subject of work. Right. So, yeah, there's a bit of cleverness in it.
Yeah.
He says it's the work is meant to describe how should artists work be valued, because he's saying that they don't get paid a lot, and the artist encourages people to take the money and run more often. He says that people are too used to getting into a job and then they might have to pay for things associated with job uniforms, and he's more of the view, get your money and run. So, yeah, he's a well-known Danish artist, and the new and interesting art actually has resulted in the gallery not taking legal action.
Right. So they actually paid him for nothing?
Yeah.
Do you think this is actually some kind of social stance he's taken, or is it just pure laziness?
Oh, it has to be a cross of the two. Like, there's a bit of intelligence there, and like social stances are convenient when they
suit you.
Yeah.
Yeah. as is often the case, as is almost always the case.
Yeah.
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 Fair play to him. Look, he got paid for doing nothing,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's a good long-term plan for the function of society.
Says the man who didn't do
It didn't do homework, yeah, but look.
Yeah, but when there's money involved, do you think that there has to be some form of labour expended in exchange for that, or talent, or?
Yeah, it's an exchange, isn't it? Exactly what you said. It's you're buying something for something. You know what this guy is doing? He's getting something for nothing.
Yeah.
That's all he's doing. He's taking. You know, it's not a morally viable kind. It's not something that should be supported, I don't think.
Yeah.
But homework was work for no money. So I was giving the school something for nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I was showing up there every day, putting in 8 hours for nothing.
Yeah. Interesting. Mark, a Welsh woman has earned a Guinness World Record for her collection of 5,284 pieces of Harry Potter memorabilia.
Right.
Yeah. 3 rooms in her house are taken up with this collection, and she's beaten a fellow Welsh woman with a collection of 3,686 items. So that other Welsh woman has tapped out, and it really just reveals obsession, I think, Mark. What do you think? Would you ever be as obsessed with Harry Potter to do the same?
No. I like the films. I don't think I read the book. Would you have read the books? Or
I read the books. I remember one of the last books I skipped to the end. Yeah.
It's the best.
Because it was getting to the climax of, what's going to happen now to Harry or whatever.
This was after reading Tim Ferriss's 4-Hour Workweek. Skip straight to the end.
That was it, yeah.
Harry Potter's very good, but you see J.K. Rowling got cancelled.
Oh, what was it recently?
Something to do with transphobia or something. She kind of was fairly adamant in her stance that there's only men and women, there's only 2 genders, and she kind of got a big backlash for it. I'm not sure if there was any big I think she just kind of got her name dragged through the dirt. I don't think there was any sort of business problems with it. I'm sure she's still getting massive royalties for Harry Potter. But yeah, again, look, I'm not taking any sort of stance either way on this, but if you're going to put your opinions on something outside of your field, which is exactly the only thing I do here, you're going to get, it's a risky business.
Yeah. We should have her on. It'd be just to see whether, when big things blow up, how the person themselves feels afterwards. Like, would they say, "Oh, I do it again," or would they say, "Oh, Jenny, I shouldn't have said that. Oh, Jenny, I can't get a minute's sleep now."
Yeah, it could be a case, where you have to double down on something even though you've made a mistake. It could just be been a slip of the tongue or something, and people blown out of proportion. People love to write articles, clickbait and stuff like that. So the more they write, the more money they make on this, and it kind of they don't really realize that there's someone's life is on the other end of this.
Yeah,
they have to deal with the backlash.
That's true. And when it comes to obsession and this Welsh woman with 5,284 pieces of Harry Potter memorabilia, when is it gone too far, do you think?
It's a form of hoarding, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's very specialised hoarding. Like, she definitely has a catalogue, I'd say. I don't know. I wouldn't put her in this. I have been a hoarder in the past, but I don't classify her as a hoarder, to be honest.
Would you have hoarded stuff in a specific type of item, or would it have been
just holding on to absolutely everything in terms of GA items, GA memorabilia? When Ashton first saw my bedroom, I say she was aghast at the shoeboxes upon shoeboxes of written notes. Yeah. Just from matches, every match that I've been to, and I just threw them all out because when was I going to use them again?
When were you going to read them? Yeah, but then again, you are into history and genealogy and stuff like that, so these are things that's all they are, is documentation. Yeah,
true, but I've only realised recently how important it is to have a bit of order and organisation behind it, because otherwise it's just, it's just something that your ego feeds off. Oh, look how great I am! I have 11 shoeboxes of this work that I've done. So it's better. It's more worthwhile and more prudent to actually have a bit of order and organisation about what you produce. Yeah. That's why I'm doing a book at the moment for the Neva GA Club, and I used, I'd say 3% of what I gathered I'm actually using for the book. So it just proves that sometimes it's about being economical.
Yeah, Yeah, but why would you need to be economical with 3,000 Harry Potter figurines or whatever she has?
It must be a labor of love.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
maybe it's something to distract herself from
Bigger things.
bigger things.
Maybe. Mark, I'm going to bring you more local now, and I'm going to give you a local news. This comes courtesy of Larry Cullen Sr. Thank you, Larry.
Ooh.
So Larry was telling me how he was keeping an eye out for a hedgehog. Now, I didn't know this, Mark, but did you know that hedgehogs are very good at eating caterpillars and slugs and snails?
No?
Yeah. So anyway, Larry was keeping Larry lives in rural Ballywilliam here, and Skinner is an urbanite. He lives in the Garden City in Gorey, and so Larry and Carol one night they spotted a hedgehog and they captured it, and they brought it into Skinner, where he then moved the hedgehog to his enclosed garden. But unfortunately, within 2 nights, they noticed that the hedgehog has gone missing. So they're making an appeal. If anyone knows that they've spotted a hedgehog in Gorey that looks a bit out of place, Skinner is the man that wants it, and he'd like the hedgehog back. So,
A bit of urgency here, lads.
yeah, yeah. Mark, have you ever considered how little credit we give animals?
Credit
Yeah, like I know we worship dogs and we worship cats, and and I get that, but it only struck me recently how, like, while they don't have rational intellectual capacity or anything like that, when fireworks went off, these dogs got anxious. And we could observe their anxiousness. Ashton has a dog, a collie, Bobby, and she is anxiety personified. And with the fireworks, she was like that. She wouldn't move, and you could actually see it in the creature.
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating? Like how, while we know that this dog can speak to us, they can feel in a way as well in how they interpret the world.
Yeah. What's amazing is, like, do you ever see, say, someone would have a baby or whatever, and the cats or the dogs would know what's going on there? That these owners, and this is their baby, and they become protective of it.
Yeah.
Like, even with Brendan's dog Georgie, you've met Georgie. She's not the most empathetic, or like she can be a bit of a queen. Like she's but she's very good with their daughter. Like very good, and she has no time for me, no patience at all. But she's very good with Avian because she knows what's going on there. Like, so dogs are fairly emotionally intelligent. I think I heard somewhere before the dogs are like 2-year-olds in their emotional capacities.
Wow.
That's I don't know how they measure that.
That's really interesting.
But it is, yeah. So the fireworks thing is kind of, what can you do about it? Like, do you know, if you're not setting off fireworks yourself, there was fireworks going off here last night, but our dogs kind of couldn't hear it, I don't think. But
I'm not saying that we can't use fireworks because of dogs. I'm more saying that, isn't it gas how, in the same way that humans overreact to something overwhelming, so the same can be observed in our pets.
Yeah. And dogs know when they've been bold or when they're in trouble as well.
Yeah.
Do you know?
What is it for you that you've noticed with that? Like?
Oh, like, just say when, a dog is doing something it shouldn't have done. Baxter doesn't do it. Baxter just does whatever he wants, and he has no form of remorse.
Yeah.
He's a sociopath, I think.
What I noticed is the head goes down, and then he's sorry. I'm very sorry, but I'll do it again in 10 seconds.
Yeah, exactly.
My advice for anyone thinking of holding a wedding soon, don't have it in an ecological park. I just think that goes without saying. But a Mexican wedding went ahead in an ecological park, and it was ransacked by a bear searching for food. Yeah, so this comes thanks to TikTok. Shout out TikTok. It included footage of people rattling pots and pans to scare the bear away. And thankfully no one was injured, and he eventually went away.
Where did you say this was?
Mexico.
A black bear then, they're not the bigger ones, aren't they not?
No, they're not, exactly.
Isn't it black bears you should stand your ground with?
Oh.
Brown bears you should play dead, and Kodiak bears you should accept that you're dead.
Wow.
They're going to kill you.
Okay. Yeah. Where are Kodiak bears native?
Canada, I think.
Right.
I think I have a picture with a Kodiak bear downstairs, right up at my neck here. It was the bear from the Anchorman film. I met when I was over there in a wildlife park. But they're just, they're death machines. Like, there's nothing, you don't feel anything from them. They don't care. They will kill you. Like, they don't see people as anything other than food.
Yeah.
Which is,
I actually didn't pick it out, but I saw it doing the rounds on Instagram that there's a South African and he took a pet hippo. You saw this?
I saw it, yeah, go on though.
Oh, well, do you know much more?
Oh, it was just a South African man found an abandoned hippo when it was a baby and took it in as a pet for 6 years. And he went swimming with it, I believe, in a river, and it dragged him underneath the water and killed him and maybe ate him. I can't remember them or not. But yeah, we need to distinguish, like as we're saying with dogs and their emotional intelligence, that's a rarity. Like
Yeah.
dogs develop that over time, like from
Ah.
wolves living with us, that we gave them scraps in return, scraps off our food in return for protection of the campfire and all. And then we kind of bonded over that, and they've
Yeah.
learned their behavior through thousands, I don't know, maybe hundreds of thousands of years, that this is the correct relationship. It's in like we have relationship we have with dogs, and through breeding and stuff. Now we just we find them as cute and affectionate and stuff like that, and they're companions, and we feed them in return, and that's what they get.
Mm.
We don't have that relationship with hippos
Mm.
or lions or bears or tigers. Any of these things people keep as pets, they will kill you.
Yeah.
That's just bred into them. It's part of nature. Nature needs predators, and that's what these things are.
A really important message, Mark. I know we're stepping outside our thresholds a lot here, Mark,
Again,
but you know, don't take the hippo if you're up with
you
it.
can buy the only animal you need a license to own in Ireland is a dog. You can buy
Well,
venomous
really?
snakes. You can buy venomous snakes. I know where you can buy a lion for $2,000.
And are you talking Dublin, or where would you go for this line?
They import it. The lion costs
Okay.
like $2,000 itself. But back when I was in owning snakes, and
Yeah.
I was looking into this stuff, like, and there was I can't remember the name of the website. It might be TIGERS with full stops in between the letters. But if you go into that, it's a forum for exotic pet owners, and they'll show you how to get these animals and import them.
Yeah.
And I was looking into this, and like when I was younger, say maybe 12, 13, I wanted to own all these animals. I wanted to own lions. My mountain lion was something I wanted. What are they called? Lynx. I wanted to own all these things, and I knew how to get them. I was just a money issue. Thank God at that stage I didn't have. Fuck me, like it's way too easy.
Yeah.
You can get these things, and they're not expensive. I think Texas is a big place where they own these wild cats.
Yeah.
And like I think there's more tigers kept as pets in Texas than there are in the wild.
Yeah.
Not even in zoos, like pets.
It reminds me of Joe Exotic, and I saw a great tweet last night, and I've just found it. It's a good joke. Let me find it now. It comes from Tim Dillon. I'm on the 5th booster watching Tiger King 4. Ellen is president. The camps are for our own good. I'm excited about our day of sun next week. Everything is good.
Tim Dillon is great. Do you ever listen to his podcast?
No, is he a
He's
comedian?
so good.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
he's a comedian. He's fantastic.
Everything is good.
Yeah. Day of sun.
Yeah. Mark, if you could be an age forever, what would the age be and why?
19.
Oh, okay. Why?
I don't know. You're just old enough that you can do what you want, but you're young enough that everything is still fresh. But then if you're that age for the rest of your life, it won't be. You know, there's still that possibility there. Maybe the age I am now, maybe like
I was
25,
thinking the
26,
same.
yeah. Your brain is fully formed at 25, isn't it?
Is it?
That's
Yeah.
what they say. You're supposed to, your brain isn't fully formed until you're 25.
Yeah. It's a nice place to be in that, you know, like you when you get to 30, you can't really act a maggot, but at 25, you know, you can still act a maggot a little bit, you know.
Yeah. Was it that Jordan Peterson was like, it's okay to be a 20-year-old loser. It's kind of sad if you're a 30-year-old loser, and if you're a 40-year-old loser, you're a lost cause. Something along those lines. That's not the exact words.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's it solved now. So if you can be an age forever, 25 is the one. Let me tell you about a very clever businessman. So Wisconsin's answer to Cranford's notorious Una Sinnott is Jesse Peterson. So Peterson owns Jay's Black Walnuts, right? He removes black walnuts from people's yards for free because they cause an obstruction for the likes of lawnmowers and the like. So since they're regarded as a nuisance, he then takes them away for free, but he extracts the meat from the walnuts and he retails it then at $22 a pound.
Wow.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. So
I don't know how there is meat in a walnut. I never really deciphered how. Yeah, I never really ate walnuts, but yeah,
walnuts are good.
are they?
I like them. Yeah, they're nice. They're
Oh.
very healthy as well, full of omega
And
3s.
have you noticed meat in the walnut?
No, there's no
No.
meat in it. It could
Okay.
be written by a vegan.
Typical Americans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also in America, there was a Colorado hiker, Mark, and he was lost for 24 hours, but he ignored rescuers' calls because he didn't recognize the number. Imagine.
Oh my God.
Multiple search parties couldn't find this hiker as they tackled Mount Elbert, and Search and Rescue Authority LCSAR has now advised if you're overdue according to your itinerary and you start getting repeated phone calls, please answer the phone.
That is ridiculous. That's very Irish, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Irish, I think it would answer the call and figure out who your family is, but I don't know. Would we? Like, sure, we're answering all these calls to the people looking for the PPS number as well. And
Yeah. I still answer nearly every phone call unless it's a very odd-looking number.
yeah, Tim Ferriss gave the advice lately, and I've taken it up. And that if you don't recognize the number, just let it go to voicemail. And it is actually helpful because if it is important, they leave a voicemail, and
Yeah.
then I get the voicemail, and then I know what they're going to talk about, and then the 5-minute phone call is shortened to a 1-minute phone call. You know?
Yeah. I was getting a few phone calls a few weeks ago of people saying they had a missed call from my number. And they're absolutely certain they had a missed call from my number. But
Yeah.
they didn't. And this is like people in Dublin.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's mad.
They were like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "What's your name?" Like, I had a missed call from this number. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. I was like, I was arguing with him on the phone. Just ringing me looking for a fight.
My gosh. A Californian man issuing has sued a psychic. I said issuing. Is suing.
That's very good.
Who said this psychic told this Californian man that she could remove a witch's curse that had been placed on him by his ex. Okay.
Right.
So now he's looking for $25,000 in damages, and she charged him $5,100. You know what you've said before about like exact figures and all. That's definitely what's the factor there. 5,100 to remove a curse from someone else. Yeah. Professional credentials of this woman impressed him. She used words like a life coach and the like. His ex hired a curse casting witch, and so this man was seeking to nullify her efforts. And yeah, after when the money was paid to the psychic, he was filled with anxiety, couldn't sleep at night. But anyway, the court case is ongoing, and best of luck to him is all I can say.
They didn't give any information on what the curse entailed.
No. But actually, what was better again was the psychic was the one that identified that a curse had been placed on the ex.
Oh.
So then, like, she had the power to say, "Oh no, you need to pay me to, absolve this."
He didn't know what the problem was. He just went there. It's like, oh, it's a curse, and I can lift the curse.
Yeah.
You came to the right place.
You did. Mark, give me an example of a dream romantic couple.
A dream romantic couple.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm married at first sight.
Oh yeah.
The English one. There was these two. I can't remember their names now. There was a blondie fella, English lad, and it was the English one, so there was a lad and a one, and they're both about 25, 26. And ever since the very start of it, they were perfect the whole way through. I'm married at first sight. You do, your wedding is first, and then you have the honeymoon stage, you go on honeymoon, and then you like live with each other in apartments or whatever. Then you meet the family or whatever, and then at the end, they kind of see will they continue the relationship or not. There's no actual legal ramifications of this. You're not actually married. It's just an experiment as a married couple to see how you get on. But then at the end of this one, when they're at the end to see if they continue as a couple, your man actually proposed to your one. So that was great. Yeah, I think that would be my perfect couple.
Wow, Jeannie, that's a great story. And well, I found another one. There's a couple that's touring Scotland in a converted Hertz, nicknamed the Grim Sleeper.
Oh God.
Shannon, 24, and Ian, 31, and their dogs Billy and Peanut have toured Scotland. And again, last week there was the man who's obsessed with wheelie bins, and I gave you an Instagram account. Well, this time I can give you an Instagram account for this couple that are sleeping every night in a hearse. It's at the_grim_sleeper. And the hearse will be available for hire soon. They put an awning on its side when they get to caravan parks, and it actually looks quite practical. But they say themselves that when it's in parking spaces, it juts out a little bit too much.
Right.
So people notice then that like it's a hearse and not not a caravan. So yeah, would you ever do it back? There's no way I would do that.
No, not a hearse.
I've done strange things and I've annoyed the heart out of Ashley Keane, but I'll never put her in the hearse for a night's sleep.
No. Speaking of, today is Halloween, the recording.
Yeah.
We had our Halloween special.
Yeah.
Have you any plans for tonight?
Yeah, I mentioned last week that I'm going to a Halloween yoke, and I'm going to go to it tonight. So you'll find out next week. After booking the tickets, though, I'm like, what am I getting myself in for? I am going to scream the house down
in the RDS.
Yes, yeah.
So I know a young fella. He's around 18, 19, and I only found this out today. He's working on one of those Halloween event type things as a scare person, and apparently last night someone tried to punch him in the face.
Oh my god.
So this, as we were saying, like, yeah, it happens. It's not worth it.
No.
If you think you'll punch someone on one of these things, don't go. Those are real people.
Another good warning, Mark. This is a great public health episode.
So what time are you going up at? What time is it?
It's at 8:30. Like, you couldn't get spookier. 8:30 Halloween night.
Oh,
stop hijinks.
Dark.
Yeah.
Is it rain tonight?
I don't know.
It's an indoor event, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Not too bad.
Oh, I'd say I'll need a kombucha after it.
You will, maybe before. You don't have it before, could end up in your trousers.
But I think like it'd be very hard to maintain character after someone trying to punch you.
Yeah.
Like, how do you do
what
that?
The fuck, man?
Yeah, like you get
It'd be worse if you punched him back. It's like, the ghost scared me. Then he jumped down and then he punched me.
Yeah. We love it though, don't we? Like, we love the edge. We love living on the edge, like when it comes to paranormal activity. Actually, there's a castle up in Offaly, and they've made it their business now. It's called the Leap Castle, or maybe it's the Lep, and they have paranormal. Their business is they take people in as like us stay in the paranormal house, and you see something crazy and this type of thing. So like that does them all year round. Like, it's a gas thing, isn't it?
Yeah. We like it. The thing about it, I said this after we had a medium on the podcast, is that you can't say it's definitely real or it's definitely fake. I think anyone who says one or the other knows they're wrong. Because there's no hard and fast evidence to prove that the paranormal exists or it doesn't exist. A lot of it could be in your own head, but some of it might not be. That's what's appealing about it. It's the unknown.
Yeah.
That's what draws us in. It's the curiosity, which is it's important, I think, to be open enough to it. Otherwise, life can be boring, like, And I think that's what's. I wouldn't have been a big fan of Halloween, but I think this year I kind of got more into it. I've been through like the tarot and the mediums and stuff like that. I've become a lot more open to this whole world of fantasy or whatever, which I know I haven't bought into it. I'm not fully there yet, but I'm curious about it. Like,
yeah, it's part of the mystery, isn't it? And something that I always like about this time, like tomorrow is around this time of year. What it's about, All Saints and All Souls, and like a saint is anyone that that was a really good person that is like gone to heaven or whatever. Like, so it's that sort of connection, and that's closest at this time of year, like, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's great for like the kids as well. Like,
the kids.
I went out to the car to get.
Like I did. Sorry, you went out to the car first. Yeah.
No, I went out to the car to get something out of it last night. It was dark around 8 o'clock or so, and as I was walking out, it was kind of stormy last night. And I could hear. I kind of got halfway to the car, it was silent, then all I heard was screaming from kids in the darkness, and I was like, ah! But sure, they were just out enjoying Halloween, like.
Yeah. I we had a fancy dress session for the underage, the 4 or 5 year olds, and I forgot that like it wasn't coaching; it was to have fun.
Yeah.
And I was there ready with me hurling, and some of them would just cross the arms and just they don't talk to you. Like fair play to any parent, because when they disengage, it's quite difficult to get them back on side. It's
there's no amount of roll lifts to bring it back.
But like they were great though, all to say, because they just looked at me and they go, "Can we play a game instead?" And then we just did duck duck goose, and then that's it. You know, and that's what they knew that I didn't know. That like that children are meant to have fun, like, because I'm dealing with adults all day, all week long, and then you have this child that wants entertainment and all. But I look forward to having children of my own to entertain and all. But I suppose when it's not a part of your routine, your habit, then you get stuck in the adult world.
Yeah.
Three Florida sisters share the same birth date over different years, would you believe, Mark?
Yeah.
Kirsten, the mother of Sophia Giliaria, definitely not how she pronounces her name, and Mia, puts the daughters' shared birth dates down to serendipity and divine intervention, fate, and loved ones up above. Nick and Kirsten may even have a fourth child. I like Nick's quote then about this: when will it fall on the 25th of August? Well, Nick admits that Kirsten is really good at planning.
Really good at planning, and like so August the babies are born in
25th of August.
25th. What's 9 months before that? 25th of November. Is that 25th? Is it Christmas Day? No.
No,
August is the 8th month.
Yeah.
So the 25th of November, something in late November. It could be a birthday. You never know.
Yeah.
But speaking of Florida, Disneyland.
Okay.
I have a little true or false for you, Michael. On incidents at Disneyland.
Oh, wow. This is very good.
Okay. So the first one, I want you to tell me now, is this true or false? A disabled man was subjected to 40 minutes of It's a Small World. True. On November 27, 2009, a glitch on the ride left a quadriplegic man stranded for 40 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Disney were able to evacuate all other passengers immediately after a glitch barred the victim because he was in a wheelchair. After he was rescued from the ride, he was moved to the first aid tent, where It's a Small World was also playing on repeat. The victim claimed this added insult to injury and received $8,000 in compensation.
Wow. Jamie Mac. How would you feel if you were stuck on it?
Oh, have you heard It's a Small World? I think there's only 2 lines in the song. I think It's a small world after all, and I think that's it. So 40 minutes of that. And the worst part is, like, he didn't know when that was going to end. He didn't know it was going to be 40 minutes. And then they bring him to the tent. He's still playing.
Yeah.
Oh, the poor man. Number 2. Woman suffers internal bleeding after using a pixie stick as a suppository after being instructed to do so by a member of staff.
Wow, there's a lot to unpack there. Sorry, pixie stick and suppository are all I heard there. Sorry, can we get that?
A woman suffers internal bleeding after using a pixie stick as a suppository after being instructed to do so by a member of staff.
True.
False.
All right.
I made that up.
You have to Google what suppository is.
A suppository is where you shove it up your arse.
Oh, that's
Pixie stick is the sugar sticks. An 8-year-old girl is hit by a stray bullet at Disneyland.
Oh, Jenny. How false?
True.
Jenny.
Disneyland is apparently surrounded by several neighborhoods where locals enjoy firing their bullets up into the air. These stray bullets can travel as far as a mile before gravity returns them to the ground. And in 1990, one of these bullets managed to hit an 8-year-old girl while riding the Disney Railroad. Surgeons were able to remove the medium caliber bullet from the child's lower back, and she was able to make a full recovery.
Oh, thanks be to God, Jenny Mac.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That is mad.
Disneyland.
The damage that could have been caused by it.
That's Florida. Apparently Florida is kind of like Texas, a bit like it's a bit wild, a bit crazy. Number 4, in 1986, JFK was asked to leave the theme park after allegedly offering a sum of money to Minnie Mouse for a lap dance.
What year?
1986.
Well, it's false because he was dead.
I couldn't think of when JFK was around. What year did he die?
Oh, Ginny, you have me now in the 70s anyway.
Yeah.
That's a very good one. Trying to get a lap dance.
Boy ran over by monorail attempting to sneak into Disneyland.
True.
In 1996, a 19-year-old was killed while attempting to sneak in. He managed to climb a 16-foot fence onto a monorail track leading into the park. The devious plan seemed to be working until a security guard noticed him. To make matters worse, a monorail was making its way along the track at 25 miles per hour.
Oh.
The guard shouted to warn him, but unfortunately it was too late. The underside of the monorail struck the 19-year-old and dragged him 40 feet down the track. By the time the monorail had made a complete stop, his body had been torn to pieces.
Oh, God love him.
That's rough, isn't it? Just pay your admin fee. Number 6, staff in Donald Duck and Goofy outfits get into knife fight, leaving Donald in ICU for 6 weeks.
True.
False.
Knife fight. Did you see someone in Cork was caught with a knife? Hopefully it doesn't
For
become a trend.
sandwiches.
Yeah.
I seen that. Me and Brie had big arguments over sandwiches, so I sent it to her.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What's the arguments with the sandwiches?
So I'm not allowed to eat ham and cheese sandwiches. Well, I'm allowed one a day, because when I went to the doctor that time about my high cholesterol, she told me to stay away from cheese.
Cheese?
I'm a big fan. Now, I do overdo it on ham and cheese sandwiches.
So, sorry, this doctor, I thought it was only meat. This doctor also said, who is this doctor?
I don't know. She said stay away from cheese.
I want to see his or her credentials.
Her credentials.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Why?
cheese,
Like,
I don't
what's
know.
so bad about it? A block of cheese.
Yeah, it's not even a block. It's just a slice I'm putting on a sandwich. And that's what I'm getting in trouble for.
And
will you come in with me to the doctor?
I'll come into the doctor, and I'll also come into Breed. I'm surprised Breed.
Yes. You're on my side.
Yeah, well.
This is great. I'll finally have someone on my side.
It'd be good live footage on the Instagram for us going in to confront the doctor in the middle of COVID. And like, no, forget about COVID. Jeez, like, really, come on. Bigger things going on in the world. You could smoking, alcohol. No, you went for fucking cheese.
Jeez. Like, what more do they want from me? I don't do any of that stuff. Like, I don't smoke. I rarely drink anymore. I watch what I eat. I eat well most of the time. It's just now I'm not allowed ham and cheese sandwiches. Now, in fairness, like, to Breed, I was eating a lot of ham and cheese sandwiches.
Right.
I like a lot. Like, I was eating 5 a day sometimes.
Oh, right.
So it was a lot. So we've reached the common ground, and I only have maybe one a day now. So
okay.
we have one last one.
Okay.
17-year-olds die on a 2-mile-per-hour ride on separate occasions.
Oh, true?
True.
Shame,
Disneyland's People Mover had a maximum speed of 2 miles per hour. The ride seemed seemingly harmless, and that's probably what contributed to the fearlessness and carelessness that killed the passengers. In 1967, a 17-year-old decided he would jump between two of the moving cars just as the ride was entering a tunnel. Sadly, he missed, fell, and was hit by an oncoming train. The ride had to be taken apart to remove his body. Oh, gosh. And then in 1980, another 17-year-old decided he would duplicate the stunt when the exact same thing happened, and he was crushed beneath the wheels of the ride and his body was dragged hundreds of feet down the track.
Mark, you're very, very, very comfortable in sharing the details. You know, like anyone else would have said, and they sadly died. And they were dragged, and they went this way, and they went that way, and then they found them there. They'd notice there'd be a lot more interesting that way, weren't they? Yeah. Yeah, you know, they'd have, after 3.5 days of not being able to die. And then
eventually they died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? Why do you think you're comfortable with that?
I don't know if I probably am a bit too comfortable, but like I think it makes the story a bit more engaging. I think to give the details. You know, it's like when you don't want to look at something but you do on the telly. You know, like I was watching that Haunted Hill House and it's rough enough, like, but I still have to watch it even though I know I don't like looking at it. Yeah. So it's that. I think that's the same thing with the details. Like, you don't want to know, but you do want to know.
Well, I suppose it shows us all there's no way out, and it's either.
There's no way out. Did I tell you before about pneumonia?
No.
So I work with I have a client who's a carer, and he was telling me that basically all deaths from old age are caused by pneumonia. That eventually people lose the ability to swallow, so they end up inhaling their saliva and get pneumonia from it, and that's how they die.
Shame.
Almost all the time, that's how all old people die, is pneumonia, because that's one of the first things to go as you're dying.
Right.
Is your ability to swallow. That's how it gets into your lungs.
Okay.
You get pneumonia from there, and that's what kills you.
Jeez.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I thought, because I thought, just old age, but sure, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Things just stop, but no, apparently
and it's such a common cause as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's pneumonia that kills most people.
That's
but they don't say it, like they don't say died of old age or passed away or whatever, you know? That's very interesting. The parishioner of the week again, Mark. We've gone for one instead of a parish of the week, and this comes from Liberia. I'd love to get this lad in the podcast. He's become a national hero, right? I think he's 18, and he found
$50,000 and he returned it to its rightful owner.
Wow.
Yeah. Would you have done the same?
Yeah, I think I would have. I don't think I would have been able to handle having 50,000. That's a lot. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
In fairness to Associated Press, this was a very detailed article, and I have a good bit of commentary on it. He's actually going to meet the president of Liberia next week, and when Emmanuel plans to speak with the president about his desire to return to school, because Emmanuel himself left school to run a motorcycle taxi service to earn money for his family.
Jesus.
And he says that he wants to go back to school, and other people like him do, because he says there's nothing in that line of work. So he found the money in a plastic bag, and he gave it to his aunt for safekeeping. And they soon heard Missu Yancy, a businesswoman, on the radio crying for her money. So they arranged its return. The Liberian Anti-Corruption Commission has praised the young man. He's got this praise and great plaudits, but at the same time, he's also got a lot of stick. He's got a lot of criticism. He's received threats, and some people now refuse to help him when his motorbike breaks down on the side of the motorway.
Jesus.
Because they say he should have kept it. He defends his honesty with great wisdom. He says, if the owner asks for the return, they should, because we do not know the future. That's such wise words.
I don't understand.
Oh, the idea that we don't know the karmic repercussions that come from
lying and stealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got $1,500 in cash and materials for the return, and he said that he would give the mattress that he got as part of his reward to his granny.
Wow.
Yeah. It reminds me of Gary Vee has a thing at the moment where he's saying out like it's either 2 million, I think, don't have access to running water every day, and here we are cribbing about little bits and pieces, to be grateful of what we have.
The whole of Wexford doesn't have access to running water at the
minute. Yeah. Did you hear we were almost going for the quarter, or not the quarters, the 4 main towns could have all had boil water notices. Only New Ross held out. New Ross was under pressure, but New Ross survived. Fair play to New Ross.
Like cockroaches down there. That water's been needed to be boiled for about 40 years.
But we say with this Emmanuel fella, like, true virtue doesn't know it's virtue, and that man certainly, I hope that it repays him in spades to have returned the money anyway, Mark.
Yeah. It's very, like, you can tell that's a part of him as well, like giving his granny the mattress.
Definitely. So Flood is at a match at the moment, and we used 2 of his last week, so I'm going to change this around a bit, Mark, and I'm going to give you 5 seconds now. What would Flash Flood say right now?
The standard of refereeing in Wexford, I don't think he's happy with that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are at the minute. Now, like, we need you to make a comeback, Michael, I think.
Oh, Janie, Mac. No.
No,
we need more. I don't know. Maybe if they got an algorithm for referees or something, maybe that would work, because I don't know. It's a thankless job.
Yeah.
Do you know, I don't think I said this on the podcast. Maybe it was too. You know what? I was very aggressive in a Junior B match lately. I text the referee afterwards to apologise for my behaviour.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He said no sweat and a thumbs up or something. But like I just it all boiled over. But like, imagine, like, I wasn't too bad, but like I felt bad. But imagine the amount of abuse again. No, would never do it again. Yeah. I don't know what the solution is. Maybe it's the likes of Richie Farrell. I saw him and he was a very, very good referee. Maybe it's the likes of encouraged people that have a bit of backbone and are willing to say someone, what did he say to someone? He said someone on the sideline, will you cop on to yourself or something like that. You need someone to say, like, come on, like, it's a sport, it's a match. Yeah.
I got a yellow card yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And I actually shouldn't have got it. I probably should have got a yellow card for something else that I didn't see, but I got a yellow card for this. Like, a ball was coming in. Now, it was a bad tackle. I used the wrong hand. So, like, in Gaelic football, you're meant to tackle with your near hand. I tackle with the far hand. But I did get the ball. I got a yellow card for it. I actually didn't touch your man. And he came over, gave the free, and I obviously protested my innocence. I appealed to authority, but it didn't work. And he just goes, I know. And I feel like I felt like a 3-year-old, like, because I know, and he gave me a yellow card.
That's brilliant. I'd say he'd give out about the weather, I think. But no, yeah. And I'd say his blood pressure in a match would be very, very high.
Flood?
Yeah.
Yeah. He does get het up. But his ladies footballers got a walkover yesterday in the relegation final, so 1 more year.
Yeah.
We're staying up.
And to credit, who's the gentleman that's viewed it as a...
I think it was Robbie Brooks.
Yeah, viewed it as a tactical masterclass by Flood.
You get no match about it.
Yeah. So, no surprise there.
No.
Will we take a bit of Roy Keane?
Not sure why not. Ooh. Give us a page, Michael.
99.
99. What's Roy doing with himself now? Just
Did you see Ian? Robbie might help me. Is an Arsenal man.
Right.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Ian Wright has appealed to the BBC to fork out the money to get him on I'm a Celeb. He would be brilliant on
that. Imagine.
I would watch every night of that for that.
Yeah, there's no way he'd ever do it.
Do you not think so?
I don't think there's.
I think if they said he's been very loyal to the Irish guide dogs for the blind over the years, I'd say if they gave money to them, he might do it.
yeah. I'd love that. That'd be so good. All right. So, even though he was struggling for fitness and in and out of the side, Brian Robson was the main man in the dressing room. He was always respected at a point of awe by every other player. Much of this was down to his achievements as a player. On the pitch, he was a fantastic warrior, tackling, scoring, defending, great in the air, comfortable on the ball. His courage in the face of injury or any other adversity was bottomless. He and the gaffer, Brian Kidd, were close. The bond between them obvious. When Alex Ferguson had struggled in his early years at Old Trafford, Robson had fought like a lion to drive the United team forward. He had been a great player for England as well as United, yet there was no conceit, not a trace in his behaviour. His enjoyment of life was evident, and his strength of character. He could drink as hard as he trained and played. He was clever and very funny. His zest for life was what made him a great player and a great companion in a drinking session. As the club's captain, Robson was the players' shop steward. The gaffer consulted him on most matters concerning the players. Training, travel arrangements, any of the little and many things that, if not attended to, might grow to become a problem. Mutual respect was key to relationships between Ferguson and Robson and the other players. Big compliments there for Brian Robson.
Absolutely. So that's about it this week, Mark.
That's it for another week.
Yes. Please, if you can, paperchooses.com, link in the Instagram bio. Friday the 3rd of December, we'd love to see you.
Yeah, buy your tickets, spread the word. If you bought your tickets already, tell your friends you bought your tickets, try to get them to come.
Tell your mothers, tell your fathers, tell your aunts, tell your uncles.
Tell everyone. Share it on Instagram.
Yeah.
Share, if you bought your tickets, share the screenshots, tag us in it, share the actual posts. There'll be more posts coming up in the coming weeks, ads, stuff like that. So please share them, like them, all that stuff.
And DM us if you do, and you never know, we might reward you with a bag of jellies. Yeah. On that note.
Ta-ta and farewell. Thank you very much.